Hey, good evening. Nice to see you again. Yuang Chu, what is the right pronouncement? I don't know. Where are you from? Mr. Frederick, hello, good evening. Yaros, good evening. How are you guys? How is the video and audio in your ends? Tenere Travela. Buenos tardes, amigo. Buenos tardes también. How are you, Richard? All of you guys, please let me know how is the video and audio. Audio and video good. Young Chera from Romania. Okay, good. Good, guys. I can see a good number of people are coming. Interesting topic we're going to have tonight. Perfect. Oh, hello from Canada. Excellent. How is the video and audio in Canada? Interesting topic we're going to discuss tonight, guys. Travel insurance, or what kind of insurance you need when you travel with a motorcycle. This is something that is not really understood, and it has many hidden problems that you might have, and not everyone understands perfectly what exactly all of this means. And now, thanks to some of you, I would like to hear your opinions. What is the situation in your countries? Did you ask your insurance provider? Richard especially already told me that he has some answers. So Richard, please let us know what your provider explained about the insurance when you travel with a motorcycle, and especially about the section off-road. You told me that you have some answers. And the rest of the guys, if any of you have some answers on this topic, because I have done this research from a long time, and I asked, no problem, Richard, we're here. So I have done a good research, and today even done another one just before the stream, just to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. And in, I'll say 95% of the situations, if you ride off-road with your motorcycle, your insurance provider won't pay you anything unless you specifically ask about this and include it in your policy, and you paid, of course, an extra price for it. But 95% of the insurance providers, they will just say, no, we don't cover off-road activities or extreme activities. Mr. Frederick, I have from Sweden too. I will now try and translate them. Grab your favorite drink and stay with me. Okay. Please translate it, because on Swedish it's not going to work. Especially the parts with the off-road. Okay, Tenere Traveler, my current policy covers anywhere that is marked as a riad on the map. However, large or small, even if I am on my own, it does not currently cover off-road. But let's see what is but. Mr. Frederick, I have full insurance. Okay. Full insurance on the motorcycle and travel insurance for you are different stories. They might finish the same if you ride off-road, but are different insurances. After we discuss, I also have some things to show you here on the desktop. It's especially about Garmin InReach Mini 2 device that many people have. I also have it, and that's why I did another one research today just to let you know what exactly it means to have Garmin InReach. Because many believe that if you have this device, you can press the SOS button and you're free to go everywhere around the world and you'll be rescued by choppers and stuff like that. But it is not exactly like that. There is some kind of terms and conditions that you have to meet to be able to receive a rescue team. But we'll talk about it. Terrain travel, I can add off-road for another $100 for up to 7 days in any 21-day period. My current policy is multi-trip, any number of trips, 31 days maximum. Okay, so you can add 7 days covered if you pay an extra 100 pounds for your insurance. And how much your insurance for 31 days cost, Richard? The insurance without off-road coverage. How much does it cost? So for a year, it costs 220 pounds. And if you add another 100 pounds, they will cover 7 days in 21-day period, in a specific 21-day period. So you can choose whatever is the difficult part for you, and you might add this. Okay, fair enough to know that they will cover at least something. Of course, the risk is very well calculated for them because, I don't know, to have a specific 7 days in 21 days period, interesting, but at least they will cover something. Good, good. But the problem with traveling is that you don't know what day you will need it, especially if you go to some kind of adventure trip, but at least something. For those off-road days in the policy, I must be guided. What do you mean, Richard? You must be guided. You have to be on guided tour, but I can more and travel unguided. If you already, is that what you say, that for this off-road road days in the policy, you must be in the guided tour? Is that what is said, Richard? And you can pay more and travel unguided. What does it mean? How much more you have to pay? Because if you are guided, it's a different story. Usually, if you have a problem or accident on the guided tour, the tour company will cover all of your costs, and probably your insurance will take the money from the company that you're touring with. This is what it is. Mr. Frederick, I have full cover: theft of motorcycle, rescue my gear, clothes damage, fire. I ask my insurance specifically if I ride TED and off-road, and they will cover all as long as I'm in the Europe. So they will cover even off-road if you're only in Europe. Is that correct what you're saying, Mr. Frederick? Richard, again, correct, but I can pay more and travel alone. I don't know how much. They haven't given me a figure. Okay, so in Richard's case, they will cover off-road for 7 days in 21-day period, but only if you're on guided tour. But if you're on guided tour, your tour provider already have insurance for you, and they will get the money from the tour guide. If you travel alone, it will be much more, but they don't know how much. Okay, clear, Richard. Thank you very much for this information. About Mr. Frederick, off-road in European Union countries everywhere. So does that mean that you can come here to Bulgaria, ride off-road, and you'll be paid from your Swedish insurance? Is that what you say, Mr. Frederick? Are you sure about it? Did you ask them specifically? You asked them, okay. Okay, good to know. I never heard about insurance like this here in Bulgaria and in many other places, and I will strongly advise you to ask again and give them a specific situations or specific simulations just to make sure that that they will do it. Okay, good. What is the company name? I would like to if they have English in their website, I would like to read their terms and conditions. Because today I spent a few hours reading terms and conditions of different insurance companies, and they were so complicated and so twisted and so badly written that it's basically impossible to get anything. Richard, I don't think getting the cover is too difficult. Certainly not from UK, but you need to pay. For me, it's worth it. I agree. If you are able to pay, if they promise to cover you, it's worth it. Of course, anything worth it when we come to our health, or even worse, our lives. Anything, any price is worth it. But it's good to know from the beginning, because many people make travel insurances without even asking these questions. And this is the point, the whole idea of this live stream, to let people know, to make this awareness that it is possible, maybe in some insurance companies, but not always. And it is good to be asked in advance. Otherwise, you might pay for something that will never cover all of your problems that you might have. This is the whole idea. But yeah, good. Thank you very much for providing this information, guys. I would like to tell you something here, and then we can continue with you after that. Everybody knows about Garmin InReach Mini 2, yeah, this small device that many adventure travelers have here on their jackets. I have it as well. It stays somewhere in the desk here because I never use it. But many people believe that if you have it, you can just press the button and the rescue team will come and save you. Everywhere around the world, it's a satellite connection, 24/7. The Garmin InReach team will ask you where you are. They will get your location and they will send you a rescue team. But it's not exactly like that. So let me explain you something. I can see now that Garmin InReach Mini 2 is on sale for $249. I bought mine for 500 euros 2 years ago. Anyway, now it's $249, which is very good price for the device. But this is only the device. Only the device, nothing else. You pay only for the device. And then if you want to have some kind of connection with InReach, Garmin InReach, you have to you need subscription to one of their plans. The first one and the cheapest one is $799 per month, and it's named Enabled. Enabled, yes. And the features that it has, you can send emergency SOS messaging. It's included. Satellite check messages. It's all with price, like 10 cents per. The plans are here. I will link you. First, I will link you here the Garmin website. Let me link it here. And then I will link you InReach plans to see what it is. Subscription model that you need if you want to receive, if you want to have a connection with someone. So first you need the device, then you need subscription model. After subscription model, you need insurance. And the subscription model that you're paying, this $8 per month, will only connect you to the rescue team. So you press the button, and because of this subscription that you have $8 per month, they will connect you with the 24 hours team that will locate you and will learn what is your condition, and eventually will take some action what they have to do. But after that, you need insurance. If you want to be rescued by chopper or something, you need insurance. So they will redirect you when you sign for your Garmin, or when you make your subscription. They will redirect you to a company named SAR. SAR. Let me share this as well. So the prices here, they have 3 different plans. SAR 100 annual plan, the cheapest option is $40 per year, which is good price, very good price per year. But it does not include everything. For this, you will include what is included? If you die, they will pay you only $5,000, but you have $100 coverage per claim and total per membership period $100,000. So this, all of this is look good, but all of this coverage of specific high risk activities below 5,000 meters. So if you have a high so this covered accidental death and maybe if you have some injuries. But if you have some specific high risk activities like motorcycle riding, it's not covered. So you need another plan. You have to go to the second plan, which is a high risk annual plan, and it is already $299. And this $299, yes, high risk activities will be high risk activities will be covered already, but not on elevation over 5,000 meters. So if you're with your motorcycle on 5,100 meters, you're not gonna be covered. If you want to be covered in any kind of situations, you need to the most expensive plan, which is $1,000 per year. Even this plan is worth it if you plan to have some kind of activities, but it is just an information for you to know that it's not exactly what you think. Also, this is this SIR. I don't know what exactly it is, but it is not exactly insurance because it is connected with many different insurances on the other side. And I can show you some examples here of the list of different insurances that they're connected. Let me pause this for you as well. And once you go to this list, then you go to the specific companies and specific different insurances. And I can scroll it here now, start from the beginning. First one is some Zurich American insurance company. Then all the terms and conditions and stuff like that, everything is written here. And there are some specific sections that I would like to discuss with you right now. This is another one, Zurich American Insurance Company. There are many different insurance companies. So SIR, I don't know what exactly it is, but it's not exactly your insurance provider. So Garmin InReach, subscription plan, SIR, and then you go to this different insurance providers. And let me read you something. We will not provide this enhanced travel assistance plan if any local, state, country, or international laws forbids. The provision of the transportation of the service provided under the enhanced travel assistance plan. We will fully and completely excuse from performance and discharge from any contractual obligation under this accepted countries. Now, let me read you some of the countries that are not covered at all. Afghanistan, Cuba, Democratic Republic of Congo, Iran, Iraq, North Korea, Somalia, Syria, Israel, West Bank, Gaza, Russia, South Sudan, Ukraine, Sudan, and any other countries, territories that becomes a subject of United States or United Kingdom government embargo. So you have to read all of these terms and conditions before you sign for any insurance. Another one, this is so complicated absatz that I would like to read you, but let me here upload you. I cannot make it from here. Anyway, there is such a complicated. I will put this as well. I will try just to read you something here. It is written with big caps, and let me. Under the circumstances, will broker be liable for any loss or damages, including without limitations, general, specific, direct, indirect, incidental, consequential, exemplary, punitive, or any other damages such as loss of profits, loss of goodwill, loss of use of all of this. I cannot even read it. Maybe you'll be able to read it, but it is so complicated. It is so complicated, man. And then I found another one insurance provider. It's based in UK. I think Insurance and Go was the. I will link it here for you. And then I scroll over and to see what exactly it is, what they cover, and what kind of motorcycles are covered. And then I realized that they cover any motorcycle up to 125 cubic centimeters. And if I want to have insurance for a motorcycle that is bigger than that, I need a different insurance. So I was redirected to a different motorcycling over 125cc. And of course, here the things are a little bit different. So the cheapest option that I was able to get was $93 for 1 month and one country only. 1 month, one country only. And the destination was Spain. This means Europe. White country, everything is clear. One traveler, 1 month, single motorcyclist, single cover, 93 pounds. And then I tried to read the terms and conditions, and the section that is marked with red, I don't know, are you able to see something here, but no, you can't see it over there. It's so long and so many things are excluded. Man, it's just unbelievable how they treat and how they manipulate people. This is insane. It's really insane. And finally, after all this research, I decided to ask Chat GPT about the insurance companies. And he checked first all insurance companies that are located in Bulgaria. And the answer was that he is not sure that I can get any insurance if I ride off-road in Bulgaria. Probably not. After that, he did a massive research worldwide where I can get. And this is the answer. Things to be careful about when choosing these insurances. Make sure off-road or unpaved terrain is explicitly included in the policy you choose. Some only cover motorcycling, but only on-road, paved touring. Check how many days off-road use are covered, like the example of Richard. For example, Voyager Plus only supports 7 days off-road, like Richard said. Confirm geographical coverage. Some off-road policies might limit it to certain regions, Europe only. What Mr. Frederick said. And many more like this. I will link this as well. I hope that you'll be able to read it, because I don't know, maybe it's a private link. I'm not sure about it. Just to read this answer. So my conclusion so far, from so many different researches that I've done, is that yes, it is possible to have insurance and to pay for your off-road, but not always, and you definitely need to ask anything in advance. Richard, the best way is to phone up your and exactly what your plans and specific questions. Yes, exactly what I planned to say, Richard. Thank you very much. You have to ask these specific questions about the situations that you plan to go in, the country, the location, and everything. Because a friend of mine was also very sure that his insurance covers everything, and he was planning to go and ride TED roads in Turkey. And he said, yeah, my insurance covers everything. And after the conversation that we have made, he phoned again the insurance provider, and they got a very, very long discussion. And they finished with this, that the insurance provider said, if you have a problem, if you have, let's say, accident when you're riding off-road in Turkey, just don't let your insurance that you're on off-road. Try to go to the main road, put the bike on the side, and then you can call them and say that it's happening on the road, because off-road, they will not going to pay you. That's why, very good advice from Richard. Make sure that you understand everything. You ask all the questions in advance before you sign the contract and pay any price. Because as I already showed you, yeah, Garmin InReach, $250. Fair enough, you'll pay it. Then you'll pay another $40. It will be $300. Okay, no problem, $300 for my safety. But then you'll need an insurance. This insurance, what will provide, it's not exactly clear. And all of these things, they just accumulate more. You pay more and more and more, believing that you're covered. But in reality, it's a little bit different. And it's always need to keep in mind the location first. Russia, forget about it. For all people that have plans to go to travel around Russia, you will not be covered at all. But when you make your Russian visa, if they let you make the visa, and if you're able to go into the country, you cannot have a Russian visa without a Russian insurance. And this is a different story. When you have a Russian insurance, they will cover something, maybe not off-road, and I'm sure they're not going to cover off-road, but at least you'll have some kind of insurance in Russia. So you don't need to worry about it if you plan to go to Russia. And it's more or less the same in many countries around the world. When you go, some countries will ask you, even on the border, to make some kind of travel insurance. You won't be able to continue traveling without it. That's why it's so important to have it. For example, in South America, we crossed so many countries without even being asked about insurances, never ever. And we travel with the Colombian insurances that we already have, and they were for motorcycling, not for us, not travel insurances. And only in Uruguay we've been asked to have a different insurance. So you never know what you will be asked for. Richard, many companies that used to cover motorcycles no longer do. My bank used to last year. They stopped, so I buy different insurance check every year before renewing automatically. Good points. Thanks for adding, Richard. Good to know. Good to know that. Yaros here. Keep in mind that the person that answers your phone call can be incompetent, and they tell you what you want to hear, regardless. Absolutely agree with you. This is exactly what happened with me when I started researching 3 years ago here in Varna. I asked on the phone. They say, "Yeah, absolutely." I went to the place and asked another three specific questions, and they don't know what to answer to me. So they need to make a phone calls to the main headquarters to ask them and then to answer my questions. So they might be incompetent and just take your money without even know what they're talking about. Good point. Frederick, the good things with Sweden, my insurance is that the people who work there are also drive motorcycles, so they understand the questions I had. Good to know that. I'm still not completely convinced that they cover everything. Maybe if you say they cover it, I just want to read their terms and conditions, and if you read it once again, everything, even the small print, everything, just make sure that you understand everything. If you are covered, even if you're covered and have an accident, you likely still have to spend months, if not years, to legal battle get paid. Absolutely. Also, you cannot do anything without informing your insurance. It is written in every terms and conditions that I already read. You have to inform them about everything. Every step that you do need to be approved from insurance provider, because otherwise they're not going to pay. And this might be very difficult, especially if you are in very bad condition, or if you're in the area that you don't have access to telephone or internet and all stuff like that. So it might be complicated, and it's usually need to be done in the first 24 or 48 hours, something like that. So it's always a little bit more complicated than people think. Yaros, and you might spend years and thousands of euros and not get paid in the end. It is absolutely true, because you have to cover everything by yourself, and then eventually, when you have all the receipts and all the steps completed exactly as they should, you'll be paid back. But only if you have all the necessary steps. That's why I never trust really on insurances. That's why I never do insurances for myself, because because I know that the areas that I travel, for example, last year in Bolivia, I had accident. I fell over the handlebar like this in the middle of nowhere. Basically, it was nothing around 500 kilometers around us, nothing at all. So what will be if I had an accident there and broke my arm or my leg or something, or die? So if I was, let's say, for example, alone, okay, this time I was with Clement, but we haven't got telephone connection, we haven't got anything. So how the insurance will help me in this situation? So it's always very, how I have to say, in the gray zone. Richard, if you have insurance, make sure your partners know where it is, and if you travel alone, maybe keep with your passport so you can be found. Good points. Thanks for adding this, Richard. Good points. You definitely need someone. If you travel alone, you need someone who is responsible for you. Not exactly responsible, but someone who is, uh, let's say, the emergency telephone, or someone who will help you with logistic or stuff like that. Every time when I travel, I have a friend at home who said, you can reach me anytime if you need anything, if you need internet to research something for you, to find your hotel or people around you, you can do it anytime. So it's good to have a person like this to help you with the situations like that, because in the worst scenario, if you have a telephone, you can contact this person and he can organize the whole help for you. Mr. Frederick, maybe you can translate this. There is no English. Okay, let's see. We can use Google Translate to do it. I strongly advise you guys to check the links that I gave you here and spend a good half an hour on it, read all of these different options and just make some calculations for you to understand how everything works. And more specifically, go into the terms and conditions of each one of the insurances that are provided over there and read. They are usually very long and you get bored when you read 10%, but they still have 90% until the end. When you read everything, oh, you'll be like me. Now I can see we have 10 people. Is there any one of you guys who have a real experience with insurances? I mean, who has ridden, let's say, off-road and need to claim insurance or something like that, or who already asked the insurance provider and got the answers, like Mr. Frederick. Frederick, not Frederick, Frederick P. Sorry. Okay, no one. Anyway, I hope that you got the idea, guys. You have to research very well, to do your homework, to test everything in advance, speak with everyone who is possible to speak, go to, let's say, the headquarters and ask more specific questions, and then eventually you can find your answers. Trent, hello, I haven't, but a friend I gave a travel with was another tour with someone knocked off their bike, helicopter evacuation to hospital and medical flight home. Was it was it was all of this covered by insurance, Richard? And does it happen on the road or off road? Insurance companies covered all costs. Good to know. On or off road? And we were extremely helpful on road. On road, yeah, on road is clear. On road, if you have a good insurance, they will pay. No worries about it. It's clear. The problem is when you plan to make some kind of adventure trip, because most of the insurances that I checked today, they were very specific that if you go to some kind of adventure activities, they are not going to pay. 95% of them, unless you pay a specific price for this type of extreme sports. And even the extreme sports are listed and they are not that many. They are like skiing, surfing, kayaking, stuff like that. Motorcycling, but not racing or not making adventure activities or some kind of social media things. It was described very, very well. Oh, hi, Frank. How are you doing? Frank, do you have anything to add on the topic travel insurances? Do you have any experience, good or bad, with travel insurances during your trips? Good to know that you're good. Not really. Well, it is what it is, because these things are happened in very, very rare situations. Of course, not everyone is not everyone been involved with all of that stuff. But I can tell you one story that is happening with me and my riding friend Dima when we were in Morocco. He missed a corner and broke his leg. And because we haven't got any insurances, we have to cover all the costs 2 different ambulances, plaster treatment, and crutches. Everything cost $100. $100 in Morocco. If this was happening, let's say in Europe, it will be probably 5,000 euros. In America, probably $15,000. And I'm talking the situations without any insurance. If you have an insurance, probably will be different story. But without insurance, this was the price that we paid. Trainer traveler, lots of people are traveling around the world at the moment. I don't know, but find it hard to believe that they have not insurance that they have not insured themselves. Otherwise, their families might be paying to get them home. Well, I am one of these people that never get insurance, and if I die, they need to pay to get me back home if they want me. I don't mind at all, and when I die, I will not mind at all. So if they just let me die whatever I am, I'm perfectly fine. If you have an insurance, it will be 5,000 euros insurance cost. Yeah, true. 5,000 euros insurance cost. That is true. It will be insurance cost. If you meet the specific terms that they have. Otherwise, you will have nothing, just the price of the insurance. But as I said, it is in the gray zone. I still cannot be convinced. I still haven't found insurance that will convince me so easy that I'll say, no problem, I'll pay your price, whatever it is. All of them are so slippery and so flexible. They always try to avoid all the straight questions and stuff like that. That's why I never do it. But if I have a straight answers from a clear, tun, like this, of course I will do it. $100, $200, whatever dollars. It's always worth to have it. But in Bulgaria, unfortunately, it's not like that. In UK, maybe. In Europe, maybe. In Sweden, but in Bulgaria, forget about it. Even though most of the big insurance providers that work here in Bulgaria, they are not Bulgarians. They are international companies. They have only the branches here in Bulgaria. But I don't know why the terms and conditions are always different. Mr. Frederick P., it seems like the old East European countries are very different with the insurance. Yes, they are. They are absolutely different. Even though, as I said, these are international corporations, international insurance companies like Allianz or Unica or any others. They are not Bulgarian. They are not made in Bulgaria. So only the specific branches. But as I said, they are very flexible here. Anyway, guys, any more questions or something to add on the topic? Tenere, we must all make our own decisions, but for me and family and peace of mind, it is worth it. For me, it is part of the cost of the trip, and the budget is for it. I perfectly understand you, Richard. Do it every time when you have this possibility. Even if you have the chances to be paid in only 10% of the situations, it's probably worth it. I'm just a little bit different and have a different mentality. And in Bulgaria, we're always skeptical about these things. Maybe because we spent many years in this uncertainties, and I don't know. Now it's very difficult for someone to convince me to do it. But if I find a good company, I will definitely do it next time. Yaros, do you think insurance will become much more expensive with the lei to euro transition in Bulgaria? Leva, not lei. I don't think that it will be because of the transition. It will be because of the inflation that we have now at the moment. Well, the government officially says it's 5%, but it looks like all of these people that talk about this inflation, 5%, never been to the supermarkets, because only in the last year, everything moved with, I'll say, at least 30% up. I don't know how they calculated this 5% inflation. It's just unbelievable. But I guess it's the same everywhere around the world. They're talking shit only. But it will definitely change when we switch to euro. People start to get a little bit confused from these numbers, because you see a small number and you believe it's cheap, but it's the euro price. When we apply for this euro, so from the next, let's say, next 2-3 months, all the prices were already converted to leva in euro. and the leva was the biggest amount because 1 euro is 2 leva. So let's say we have something that costs 5 euros and it's 10 Bulgarian levs. And the label was written 10 Bulgarian levs in euro. So you read first leva and then euro. Everyone understands leva. Not many people understand what euro mean. And the first letter, the first number always was leva. Now they switch it like this. Euro is the first number, leva is the second number. And because of this, many people got confused. They read here 10 and said, oh, 10 leva, fine. They go to the to pay it on the cash, and they realize that this is 20 levs. But they said, yeah, but I said 10. No, this is the euro. So they make these manipulations all the time just to confuse people. A friend of mine told me a few days ago, he went to the shop to buy a big ladder. He makes some construction works at home, and he got this ladder. Oh, very nice price. He saw something like 120 level. Fantastic. He went to the cash, put it over there, and the lady clicked pink, 250. And he said, 120 I saw. And she said, it's euro. Okay, I don't need it anymore. So this is how they do all of this stuff. It's not only insurances and everywhere. It's just unbelievable. But whatever. Guys, if you don't have any questions or if you don't want to add anything on this topic, I will give you 5 more minutes and we're going to end the stream here. Thank you very much for coming tonight, and to everyone who already shared information, like Mr. Frederick, Richard, and a few more people. I hope that this information will give you at least a food for thoughts to make your own research and ask the questions that you need, because this might help you save some money or even save your life. You never know what kind of situation you'll be involved with. So if you have time, watch the video that is coming on the main channel tomorrow. I think it's an interesting topic that needs to be discovered. I'm not going to spoil what it is, but it will be at the end. And just to let you know that now from 1 week already, I upload 2 videos per week on the main channel, Monday and Thursday, and also 2 videos from the travel video series on Tuesday and Saturday. So, and if we include the live stream, I have around 5 videos altogether per week on all of my channels. So if you want to watch something, or if you like to support the channel, go and subscribe to the channels. You can become a member if you like, if you want to support, but it's not necessary. But at least subscribe to the channels. It will help me a lot. Anyway, Svani1313. Sorry, I had nothing to add, but always learning something new from you and live streams. Thank you. I'm glad that you find the live stream or the channels useful. This was the main idea. I hope that in the future we'll be able to provide even more information for all of you guys, and eventually this will help you. Anyway, thank you very much for coming tonight, and see you next week. Ciao.